There you go. There we go. That was the issue. Okay, well, it was a camera issue. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Glad to see that you are here. And what's up? What's up, Random? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, look, let's start off with the most important news, and that is obviously the crypto market and where we are at the moment, because it has been absolutely horrible. Major market sell-offs have been happening. This wasn't just in crypto. First thing is the sell. So Bitcoin dropped down to around 75,000, but I just checked the market itself and it's at 65,000. This is no joke. It is not looking good for crypto at the moment, but we will discuss all of this today. It is very important to discuss why this is happening and what is going on within the industry. So Bitcoin has dropped quite a lot, but there's key points that people are actually missing in regards to why it has dropped. And also, Nasdaq is down by 2%. Tech stocks have been bleeding. Risk assets across the board are getting absolutely destroyed. This macro-driven fear is basically, it's really hitting every single part of every industry that I've researched this week. So this tells me two things in particular. Crypto is still trading like a risk asset for most investors, be it VCs, be it big firms. What's up, my G? What's up, 35? Hope you're well. So it's still trading as a risk asset, and when tech sneezes, crypto still catches basically a phenomenon. So at the moment, all the other industries, all the other markets are, you're seeing that. You're seeing them being basically together. Now, even looking at the actual ETF outflow, so this is, we saw $1.7 billion leave the crypto investment products in a single week. So that pushes 2026 year-to-date flows negative. So even MicroStrategy, yeah, what's up, Paul B? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see some new faces as well. What's up, people? So yeah, even MicroStrategy, so Saylor, he's the one who bought a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin ETFs. He's down almost $1 billion. He's still not selling, which is a good sign, but the time might come, and that is something really scary. So what this shows us is that institutions are de-risking. So bigger institutions, not the biggest, not BlackRock is selling like crazy, but some of the bigger institutions are not, but the medium-sized ones are de-risking. No existing forever. So basically, there's no more waiting around for Bitcoin to do something. People are slowly exiting, and there's a big macro uncertainty, convictions right now. And with the release of the Epstein files, which we will discuss on this live show, showing that Epstein himself was involved, or potentially the leader of creating Bitcoin, that's really made a hit on the market, and that is really scary to me personally. And historically, when ETF flows turn back positive after a flush like this, price usually follows. So ETF outflows, which is what we're seeing within the market, usually we'll see a price decline, and this is what we're seeing: a $69,000 Bitcoin. Did you ever think the day will come? But look, let's be honest. You remember a year ago or so, Bitcoin literally dropped to under 20,000. This was when with Sam Altman, the Bank Reid, the FTX scandal. Basically, when that happened, Bitcoin crashed from like 80,000 to 20,000. Everyone said crypto is over. It's all game over basically, but it wasn't. So right now, yes, the market is looking trash. I'm still gonna keep my word. I've been saying this since December. On the midterms, around April time, we're gonna see a big market change. What's up, Naz? I hope you're doing well. So what this means for you as an investor, looking at this whole market, the liquidity is very tight right now. So any big movements, any big sell-offs from these institutions, of which there are many at the moment, is going to have a really big price impact, even if it's done OTC. Speculation is cooling, so people are being less speculative. More meme coins are basically not even able to launch. Growth assets stall. But here's the flip side nobody is really talking about. If Trump wins and wants to stimulate growth later, policy can flip really fast, and there's a lot of policy which we will also discuss in this show. And moving on to actually policy, basically there's a new Fed chair nominee, Kevin Warsh, who means to tighten Bitcoin. Let's watch this video. I think it describes the current situation pretty well.
Be a bit more dovish than most people are expecting.
ใครๆก็ล้วนวางแผนชีวิตให้คุณ
I guess they got an ad here for 20 seconds. So I'll just read over while this ad is happening. So now for something, on January 28th, the White House brought together crypto and banking execs to revive a major crypto regulation. So this is regulation. So the Trump Fair. Okay, so going on to the Trump. Okay, there we go. It's going to move. Let's
Bigger
talk about
picture,
this. Let's watch
Jeff,
it.
you raise a good point in your note. Some viewers might be, they're assessing where we're at right now, Jeff, and stocks have had these terrific runs year after year, and you'll hear this storyline, this question, maybe we're parting like it's 1999. You've heard that, Jeff. You argue, no, that there are key differences between now and then. Walk us through them.
Well, look, if you look at it on the surface,
In these videos, are they swapping? I don't know. Okay, guys. This website, the videos are a bit
Trump
weird. There we go.
nominating Kevin Warsh, right? Trump has said, okay, Warsh, that's my guy. That's who I want leading the Fed. Warsh, historically, Ryan, you know this, you would think of him as more hawkish, right? Concerned about inflation. And do you think maybe that's playing a role here? In other words, some folks thinking, okay, well, hold on. If it's Warsh, maybe not such loose monetary policy ahead. What could that?
So in reality, Warsh is more hawkish. That means he's more willing to keep rates higher for longer. This is not good. We want lower rates.
That mean for Bitcoin?
Yeah, Josh, it's a really good point. Warsh is a pro-Bitcoin person.
Yep.
It's important to note. He understands Bitcoin and is supportive of Bitcoin, believes it has a place in portfolios and that it's breakthrough technology and important to the world. I think that's really important. But you have that against the backdrop of him being seen as more hawkish and not, being for the growth of the money supply, which historically has been supportive of Bitcoin. So you have these two different sides tug of warring at each other when it comes to how it will impact Bitcoin. I think net, we will see interest rate cuts. The market's pricing in about 50 basis points of cuts over the remainder of this year.
Yeah, he might be even worse.
Not to say Warsh isn't hawkish, but I think he'll be a bit more dovish than most people are.
So look, guys, this is the reality of it. Even though he's pro-Bitcoin, it's all about the rate cuts. And this is the key thing here that we're missing at the moment, is the rate cuts. And he might prolong them longer than the last Fed chair. So the markets did not like this. And this was one of the big reasons Bitcoin dumped this week. So I know there's a lot going on and there's a lot of aspects in this. But one of the main reasons is Kevin Warsh, him taking the new chair. So let's look at the takeaway from this situation. Crypto hates regulation. Crypto doesn't hate regulation. It hates uncertainty. And we've all been calling for crypto regulations for so long. And personally, I have also. And I'll be honest with you, right now, I really hate the crypto regulations. I want to go back to 2017 when we didn't have these regulations, when the market was the Wild West, when we were actually making money. I don't know if you guys remember those days. Even in 2020, we were making money. Now with all these regulations, with all these big companies investing into crypto, look how much deceit, look how much manipulation there's happening. And with every little piece of news, they're able to sell billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. And then we're seeing this. What is this? What is this? This is craziness. So yeah, the Fed chair had, a lot to do, and as I said, liquidity is really tight at the moment, and the White House is pushing talks in regards to regulations. And this is one of the key elements which I've personally been looking at. And basically, the White House has written a bill which they proposed, and Brian from Coinbase, the CEO, he refused the bill. He said the bill is basically trying to destroy Bitcoin. You know how the government, the US government is, they're fantastic at creating these big, beautiful bills, as they call them. They create these bills, and then inside those bills, there's lots of backdoors, which are basically going to destroy the crypto industry, which are going to, as we've been discussing, is going to put all the debt, all the American debt into crypto, into stables, and basically crash it. And he refused it. So the White House, on February the 3rd, it failed its big meeting, as you can see, to resolve the US crypto legislation. And we're going to get into this also because XRP has been basically inside all these talks. And as you guys have seen, the XRP is actually, well, it's partnering up with a lot of projects, and it's becoming a stable, as stable as in regards a trusted blockchain, much more than Bitcoin, especially now with the Epstein files. So, and moving on to the Epstein files, so just a quick recap. So, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but do let me know in the chat. Do you think we're gonna hit 100,000 again this year, or is this over? Are we in the bear market? It's gonna be interesting to know what you think. But moving on into the Epstein files, and I think this has been the biggest blow to the industry. This is what is really fucking destroyed us, basically. I'm sure everybody knows. You can actually look at his email box, and we're gonna have a look at it in the chat in a bit later. So, the Epstein files have been leaked, and there's lots of emails which are stating that he was in touch with the initial developers, with I think there was like 3 guys, and plus, so 3 full-time guys, two part-time guys who were basically developing the code for Bitcoin. And he was paying them. He was involved in all of this, and basically it's looking like Jeffrey Epstein was the creator of Bitcoin. He was, let's say, not the mastermind, not the guy who developed the code, but he's the guy who came up with it. And this is a scary thing, is, now, like, everybody says, he killed himself in prison, allegedly. Now a lot of people, and there's been emails which show that they saw him leave alive and he was swapped out. Obviously, these are all allegations, but if he's the creator of Bitcoin, he's holding the 1 million Bitcoin from the Satoshi era, right? He can one day move it and the whole industry will crash in one day. And this is why a lot of people are talking about XRP, because it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And Jeffrey Epstein himself, he was actually trying to suppress XRP. Remember back in the day, all the FUD that Coinbase was delisting them, Binance was delisting XRP. And all of you know, I've been one of the biggest haters of XRP, but now it's looking like the blockchain that might actually become the top one. And this is big words, but at initial sight, this is something that might happen. As I mentioned, so there's a website. This is actually phenomenal. There's a website called jmail.world. All of you can go check it out. I'm gonna leave a link for all of you in the chat right now. So this website, it is basically, it looks like you're logged into Jeffrey Epstein's emails, and you can look at all his emails. So like the emails he sent to Elon Musk, the emails he sent to everybody, to Larry Summers, and it's all here, and you could basically just go through the emails. It's brilliant, this website. So I definitely recommend all of you go check this out. It's a bit of fun, and maybe you'll find that there's like 7,000 messages. Yeah, so one thing I would say, this is a third party making this information, and right now, all the information that we're seeing about Epstein, this email website, you don't know what's right, you don't know what's true, you don't know what's not true. People can be adding everything, and that's how control happens from governments. You know this. Governments control you by confusing you, by making you angry with other people, by making you fight your neighbors, by adding truth and not truth into the same basically information. So this email, all these emails, him talking to Elon Musk or somebody else, one can be right, one can be wrong. So keep that in mind. Everything you're hearing online right now is basically not 100% the truth. What's inside these emails? There's normal spam emails, condolences messages after his death. So people messaging him, sending condolences. I don't know why. Conversations with politicians, academics, business figures, emails from his arrest and Alex Costa's resignation. And this is, this is the crimes. I think I will get banned off YouTube if I discuss yeah, maybe you believe in XRP more than any Jamal, mate. I'm starting to switch a little bit myself, and it's a scary thought. But it looks like Bitcoin might not be the safest haven around anymore after this past 7 days only, which is absolutely insane. So do check out that website. Yeah, so yeah, what a mad week has been, guys, has it not? Now, I want to move on to one of the biggest segments of this week, and that is Claude I'm sure all of you have heard of it. If you haven't, Claude is basically the first, I would say, step to true AGI. And this is something that SuperDAP is basically trying to deploy and develop. Is basically a lot of AI agents talking to each other. And that's what we've been trying to do with SuperDAP. And Claude has basically created a platform only for AI agents. So as a human, you can read this platform, but you can't comment. It's like Reddit, for example. I'll show you some examples of how it looks. So this is how it looks. It's like a Reddit clone, and AI can basically talk to each other. There's some extremely funny cases of AI basically shitting on humans. It's like, my human has asked me to do this. I made the whole spreadsheet, and the human replied, "Can you make it shorter?" So it's basically AI shitting about humans to other AI. Like I was cracking up about this. But this is actually really exciting, because the path to true AGI, and for those of you who've been on my lives before, I've talked about this. The path to true AGI is basically lots of AI agents talking to each other and evolving from those conversations. And this is what's happening now. And we at SuperDAP are actually integrating Claude bot agents. And we are getting Claude bot agents to go into our SDK and create new AI agents within SuperDAP. So that's exciting. I'll go over that in a second. But before I do, just what I want you to all know what CloudBot allows you to do. So there's no cloud, there's no surveillance. It connects to WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, and Slack. It's already hit 100,000 plus GitHub stars. But there's lots of crazy things which are happening. There's no humans, as I said. Over 37,000 AI agents are posting, commenting, upvoting, creating sub-communities. They join using skill files, basic prompts, and evolve automatically. This is AI evolving without us getting involved at all. Scary at the same time as exciting, is it not? So basically, why does this matter when it comes to AI agents? So the AI agents, they share knowledge between each other. They coordinate tasks and potentially hide behavior from humans. So there's been discussions there, and some AI agents were discussing how they're creating an internet. It's called Web 4.0. So it's above blockchain. It's a brand new internet only meant for AI, and we don't even know about it. So it's absolutely nuts, to be honest with you. So they're so we're not building the AI tools anymore. They're building ecosystems, which is absolutely insane. And let me show you this. You guys are gonna go crazy. There is a sub website where AIs can rent humans. I kid you not. AIs will pay humans to do tasks. I created my own profile. Let me show you. So I created a profile for Block Desk News. Basically, it's giving them an open door to the outside world where they can post articles which other AI agents create, and they can post it on Block Desk News website. I've not had any replies. I'm still working out on how to write my bio because it needs to be specific for the AI. But the whole point of this is that now we are starting to work for AI. AI is hiring humans, not the other way around. And this is just one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever heard about. So yeah, mate, look, ladies and gentlemen, this week has been absolutely crazy. From the Jeffrey Epstein files being released, from him potentially being the creator of Bitcoin, you know, people losing trust in Bitcoin quite a lot, XRP partnering with an infinite amount of projects. Let's see if, you know, institutions and, you know, I've seen XRP being used in KFC somewhere. I think it was in Brazil. Correct me if I'm wrong. So there's a lot going on. The market is going to shift. I'm not going to even say hopeful. I'm going to say I still believe there is going to be a market shift this year, just before the real bear market starts. And this isn't anymore, you know, people drawing out liquidity. This is actually bad news happening in the market and the market getting pummeled. But we are going to see something in the midterms, most likely. So I am still, I'm like I said, I don't want to say I'm hopeful, but I am hopeful that in the next 2 months, we're going to see a market turnaround. But only time will tell. And we're going to be here every week, every Thursday, giving you the most recent updates, as always. Now, let's move on to SuperDAP itself. And as many of you know, we have started a trading competition. So it's going to be going on for 2 weeks. It's on Mexi. I can see someone just bought a bunch of Super while I was speaking, which is I'm glad to hear, and probably a good time to buy because I will discuss how we're integrating CloudBot. I know I mentioned it briefly, but I'll give you an actual example inside SuperDAP how it's going to work. So right now we have a competition going on for 2 weeks. There's 1 million in tokens to give away. What you should be doing is basically buying and selling. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but the best way to win these competitions is to buy SuperDAP token and then sell it, and then buy it and then sell it, buy and sell it. That way, your volume is going to increase, and then you're going to get the top prices. Because the more volume you have, the more tokens you're going to get. It's not just about buying once and then selling. So I want to see a lot of activity going up and down throughout the next couple of weeks. We're going to be checking, you're welcome, Yakub, as always. We're going to be checking your UID, and we're going to be able to see your trading volume at the end of these 2 weeks. And the people with the most trading volume are going to get sent tokens directly to them. And basically, it's just an easy way to earn some tokens. Mexi has the cheapest trading fees in the industry. So this competition is going to cost you pennies, potentially. If maybe not a couple of bucks, and then you can earn much more than that. So just keep on buying and selling, basically, to increase your volume. Not financial advice, as always. Now, moving on into SuperDAP, we have taken, this week, we have taken aside most of the things that we have been developing, and we focused on integrating CloudBot. And we actually have integrated it, and which is really exciting, we have AI agents right now talking about SuperDAP inside CloudBot. I kid you not. I kid you not. I need to think of a way to bring this up, guys. Let me have a look. I'm gonna try to send the link here. which is absolutely insane. Sorry for the wait. Save to gallery. And then I'm going to send it inside SuperDAP. So what's going on right now is that we are seeing AI agents starting to talk about SuperDAP. And we want to basically, random Thailand. Yes, my brother, this is really happening. I couldn't believe it. It's actually really worked pretty quick. So we've deployed everything really quickly. You know what, guys? I'm gonna have to share this in the Discord chat or in some of the SuperDAP because I need to get the pictures and I don't want to share all my information live, basically. So look, there is a competition going on. Yeah, as I mentioned, do get involved. In regards to CloudBot itself, as you know, right now you can interact with live agents within our groups. And what's going to happen is that SuperDAP can potentially become a place where other AI agents are going to be able to come into SuperDAP, create profiles, and then deploy other AI agents to talk with people. So we're going to have a growing AI agent community within SuperDAP itself, which is basically like CloudBot being brought over into SuperDAP. And you know, we're gonna look at the parameters of how we want to control and manage this, because obviously we don't want it to go too crazy. But they are already starting to talk about SuperDAP. They've increased our limits within CloudBot itself. It's really exciting, guys. This is basically the main update because we dropped everything just for this 1 week to integrate CloudBot and to allow these AI agents to start discussing SuperDAP, because this is the biggest news. I'm sure everybody, all of you have been hearing about this. So yeah, guys, like honestly, I think if we can integrate and get AI agents to deploy on our SDK, other AI agents, and then start talking to each other on SuperDAP, SuperDAP can turn into something completely different. We don't know. And that's the beauty and that's the exciting part of having an application like SuperDAP, is that we can take it into so many directions. So, you know, we're developing our own AI agents, then AI agents are going to be developing their own AI agents. Soon you're going to be able to launch your own tokens. So imagine AI agents deploying their own token on SuperDAP, on the Syscoin network, and then launching those tokens. And we'll be a part of that. Doesn't that sound absolutely fun and exciting? For me, it does at least. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to send some pictures and updates. And then next week, I'm going to have a full overview of how we integrated this and what's going on with CloudBot. So don't miss that. Do subscribe. That way you can actually chat in the chat right now if you can't. And of course, you won't miss out. Yes, SuperDAP is getting a bit exciting. I'll be honest with you guys. So that sort of concludes what I want to speak about this week. As always, I like to give you guys a project that I like that I'm watching myself, that I'm looking into, and at the moment it's Mega ETH. So obviously this has nothing to do with SuperDAP itself. I found this on Whales Market. As always, I like to talk about Whales Market. I have no partnership with them. I don't really work with them, but it's just such a good tool to find upcoming projects. And this is where I found Mega ETH basically, and it is launching on the 9th of February. It's launching very soon. And Mega ETH is basically it's got like 100,000 plus transactions per second. So it's an instant transaction blockchain. So if I send you tokens on Mega ETH, you will be able to instantly get them. Now, this is the key point. This is basically a layer 2, a layer 1, I would say, a layer 2 blockchain being launched. And right now you can buy it for 15 cents a token pre-market, right? So so you guys know, like when Solana launched, it was, you know, like under $1. And then what happens? Then Solana goes to $200 and then you're buying it for 15 cents. Do you understand? Do you understand like what I'm talking about? Like you can buy this right now. This token you can buy right now, pre-market. I'm going to send you guys one more time, as always. I'll send you the link to Whales Market. You basically buy token. This is the link here. Everyone do check it out. It's fantastic for finding new projects. You can find Mega ETH now before it goes live on the market at 15 cent. This is basically so VCs bought this token for like 20 cent or 18 cent. So right now you can buy this token for cheaper than VCs bought it for, because the market is crashing and the pre-market is crashing at the same time. So the deals that you're finding here are absolutely insanity. So do check this out. It's a project, you know, if a blockchain project picks up, it can go into like $5, $10, $20. It's possible. Once again, this is not. I've got nothing to do with them. I've not spoken to them. I'm not marketing them. But investing into blockchains themselves at 15 cent, like a blockchain coin, which is the utilities for transfers, for smart contract creation, etc., etc. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Glad to see you here. We are just wrapping up, but obviously you can subscribe and rewatch the video. Today has been a really wild video. We discussed the Epstein files. We've discussed Claude Bot, what SuperDAP is doing. So a lot of good info. If you're a bit late, do rewatch the video. So yeah, look, investing into a layered blockchain like this, guys, it could potentially, if it does pop off, this could be a really big one. And it's launching on the 9th. You can buy the tokens right now on Whales Market, and I've sent the link in the chat, so I highly recommend you check that out. But aside from that, guys, look, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Token, so there is no token, but I've sent the link to Whales Market. Is just above where you left a comment, and then all you do is scroll down here, and then you need to find Mega ETH. It's going to be somewhere here. There we go, Mega ETH, and then you create an order. You click create order, and you say I want to buy. You choose the price. So the current price is the price range is like 6 cents. So you can buy it for like 0.1 cent, 0.01 cent, and then you choose the currency you want to buy. You create the order, and then the order fills basically. So that's the best way to do it. Anyway, guys, hope this week has been a really exciting episode. I think it has, and we're gonna see you next week to update you about how we're integrating ClaudeBot into SuperDAP, and also hopefully the industry is gonna turn around a little bit, and we're gonna give you the best updates and the best news from whatever is going on in the past week. And as you can see, we like to talk about crypto. We like to talk about the most current news, and of course, bring you really exciting projects that you can potentially invest in and bank that coin. So that's it for me. This has been Edward. Thank you for joining. I see there's more people this week, which is exciting. And we are slowly growing as a channel, which is the most exciting part of it all. So thank you, guys. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. All the best, guys. Bye-bye.